Good morning, everyone. It's Sunday, and I hate to do videos like this because it's always sad for people who lose their jobs. Today, I'll be talking about all the WWE releases that happened over the weekend. Most of them happened on Friday, and I waited for the dust to settle down a little bit. Do this on a Sunday morning to put it out for you guys. We're going to talk about some of the big names that were released today, and maybe some speculation on where they might end up, or hopefully they end up. I hope they all end up somewhere and they find another job somewhere, because it always sucks for people to lose their job. I've lost my job a few times recently. Up until 5 years ago, I was working at another place where they were restructuring and they had to let me go. So I had to, I was unemployed for 6 months, to pay a mortgage and all that kind of stuff. It's hard. It's really hard. And, especially when it's you're doing things by yourself. I don't have, like, I mean, I do have my parents, but I don't want to ask them for help because I'm an adult, right? I should be doing this by myself. So it always sucks for people to lose their job, and I don't wish any ill will, and I hope they do find somewhere else to work. So let us get right into it. Like I said, no intro, no nothing today, just straight to the video. We'll talk about, for me at least, the biggest name on the list is Kairi Sane. Kairi Sane, just up until this past Monday, was in a giant feud with Asuka, and we were waiting for that turn where she would finally turn on her senpai, and we're not going to get that story now. Kairi Sane, this is the second time now, and since the pandemic, that she's been released. Fantastic talent, wonderful, wonderful pro wrestler, and I think she may end up back at Stardom. I wouldn't be too surprised if she doesn't, if she ends up at Stardom or New Japan or somewhere in Japan. So I hope Kairi Sane all the best. The next name, I think the next biggest name on the list, is one of the greatest tag teams of the modern era, and that's the Motor City Machine Guns. They were with the company for about 2 years. Chris Sabin, Alex Shelley. I think the best fit for them would be to go back to TNA. Shelley could do some stuff in Japan. I don't know if Sabin will go to Japan, but Shelley can go back to Japan, maybe reteam with Kushida. But, the Motor City Machine Guns is another big name on that list. Let me grab a sip of my coffee. It's early Sunday morning here. The next name on the list, we're going to do it as a tandem as well. It's Aleister Black and Zelina Vega. Aleister Black, who just came back to the company last April, right after WrestleMania. There was a big speculation waiting for a big return for him, and nothing came out of it. Up until recently, though, he was in a feud with Randy Orton, believe it or not. Originally, the plan was for it to be Aleister Black on the phone with Randy Orton, and they decided to swerve and go with, not swerve, but Pat McAfee, which I think totally killed the main event of WrestleMania. This was one of the worst WrestleManias on record. TKO's fingerprints all over it, all the advertisements, but that's in the state video that's coming out later in the week. We filmed the state video before this happened. Campo's away in Vegas. That's why you see me doing the show solo right now. But Aleister Black and Zelina Vega. Zelina Vega, they were doing a little bit of a push. They made her U.S. Women's Champion, but that really didn't pan out. I personally don't think Zelina Vega is that big of a talent. I could see them both going back to AEW. A lot of the guys in the locker room, like Bowens and Castor, they don't want him there, but I could see them reuniting him with Brody King, and Vega being their, I guess their valet, their manager, whatever you want to call it, kind of like the way Julia Hart used to do for them earlier. So Zelina Vega and Aleister Black are both gone. Another big one is the entire Wyatt Six. They're all gone too. Bo Dallas, Nikki Cross, Joe Gacy, Eric Rowan, I should say, and Dexter Lumis. That's another big one there. They brought the Wyatt Six back about a couple years ago or so with big fanfare. They dropped these great promos. There was this video that Bo Dallas did about the duality of himself as both Uncle Howdy and as Bo Dallas, and how like they wanted to honor Bray Wyatt's legacy, and this fizzled out as well. They just finished a big feud with the MFTs over a lantern. Like, it was over, not even the, like, I mean, yes, it was for the belts, but it was for a lantern because now the belts are on someone else. They're on Damian Priest and R-Truth, and I should have seen the writing on the wall when that happened. But the Wyatt Six, they are also gone from WWE. One that really hurts me is Zoe Stark. Zoe Stark is this tremendous talent. She had such potential. Unfortunately, last year she got hurt doing a diving drop kick, and she tore her ACL and meniscus or MCL meniscus, but it was a pretty gnar injury. She was on the shelf. She was slated for a return. She was ready to come back. She's been cleared by WWE Medical, and unfortunately, again, they marked her release as of Friday afternoon. So Zoe Stark, if you're watching this, I wish you all the best of luck. You are a tremendous talent. I hope you do land somewhere, and I hope you do amazing. Zoe Stark, I'd love to see you in Japan. You'd be amazing in there. Alba Fire is another one that was just in a big, prominent, I guess, gimmick with Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. Then Piper Niven got hurt, and Chelsea Green, they kind of moved to AAA, and this whole Secret Hervis kind of fizzled out, and they didn't have any plans for Alba Fire, is what I'm guessing. And her former tag team partner is now in AEW. I forgot her name now. The name escapes me. Timmy, if you know what it is, look it up and we'll post it. But it was Isla Dawn. There it is. Isla Dawn. Thank you, Timmy. Isla Dawn, I believe, is an AEW Ring of Honor. So, Alba Fire, I could see them reforming the Fire and Dawn tag team in AEW. And next is Santos Escobar. Santos Escobar was a guy whose contract expired about a year ago, and they re-signed him. Was supposed to be in a big feud in AAA with El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. for the Latin American Championship. They were going to do a hair versus mask match, is the rumors I was hearing. But he got hurt, and kind of like what they did with Ridge Holland, they let him go while he was on the injured list. So Santos Escobar, it's going to be a while before we see him. Santos Escobar, I see him going back to CMLL. He'll do good things over there, I think. And then he can also have that working relationship with AEW if he goes to CMLL. So best of luck to him. Apollo Crews. That's an interesting one. He has been out of action since 2023. Not that he's been hurt, just out of action. There was nothing for him. Signed from the Indies as Uha Nation was his character name there, and he came into NXT with great fanfare, and everybody loved him. But he just fizzled out as well. Like, there was nothing, kind of like what happened with Ricochet. Like, a couple minor championship runs here and there, but nothing really too substantial. So Apollo Crews is another one gone. And I'm going to read off the rest of the list and really not talk. Andre Chase is Chase U from NXT. These are all NXT and developmental guys. He was a good hand. He was, he trained a lot of the guys in NXT, got them ready for TV work, promo work. He kind of launched a career with Thea Hale. So Andre Chase is gone. Dante Chen, the first Singaporean-born WWE superstar. Tyra May Steele. This is another one. She was in a big prominent feud in NXT. They were pushing her to the moon as this former Olympian, former weightlifter, former superstar in the world. And from what I understand, she just wasn't developing at the speed they were expecting her to develop. The raw talent was there, but she just couldn't get the system. So Tyra May Steele, Chris Island, I've never seen before. Two interesting names here are Tyreek and Tyson. They were High Rise in NXT. Again, they were in a major feud for the tag team championships with, what's it called? Dark State not too long ago, which is, I'm surprised they're still there and they're still pushing them. But Dark State, so Tyreek and Tyson DuPont, High Rise, they are also gone. Trill London, who I don't know who that is, a former football player. Chris Island, I'm not 100% sure as well. Serena Linton, she was the LFG participant. Again, another one that they weren't, the development wasn't as good as they were hoping for. So, that's another one. Luca Crucifino. I guess with the disillusion of, the Tony D'Angelo family, D'Angelo going on his own, winning the heavyweight championship, Stax doing his own thing in TNA with Ariana Grace, there was just not a spot for Luca Crucifino, which I wonder what's going to happen to Adriana Rizzo. And Malik Blade is another one, NXT. He was one of those level up 2.0 guys that really never saw much success. So, at least with these younger guys, they can release them, go out, go on the indies if they really want to pursue this as a career, and, come back stronger, kind of like the way Matt Cardona did. Matt Cardona was a joke as Zack Ryder went out, became an indie god, and now he's back doing nothing in WWE, but still. You never know. So best of luck to everybody who was released. If there are any more releases that happen after this video is posted, I will put them down in the description box below. I will keep adding to that. There will be the pinned comment in the description. So go on and check that out. While you're there, guys, like, comment, share, subscribe. We're trying for 1,000 subs this year. Campo and I will eat 1,000 subs if we get 1,000 subs. So make sure you do that and follow the show on Spotify. With your help and your growth, we can do this. And I can post more videos like this for you guys. And, full-time job is there. So it's like getting these videos out there for you guys is hard sometimes. So I appreciate what's the word I'm looking for? The word I'm looking for is I appreciate the support. So with that out of the way, guys, thanks again for joining us. And in the words of Kenny Omega, goodbye and good night.